Samantha Eve Wilkins, the girlfriend of. She can do or create nearly anything she puts her mind to.
I'm a freaking badass.
So why the heck isn't she the strongest? Or is she? Why couldn't she just turn Omni-Man into a worm to stop his rampage? Why doesn't she teleport people into the middle of nowhere? Why doesn't she turn every villain's costume into an unbreakable material?
If I can do that, imagine what I can do to those dumb masks you're wearing.
I feel like the reason Eve doesn't perform at her fullest throughout the series is due to one of three reasons, two of them being in-universe explanations and one of them being an unfortunate possibility. Either way, I'm going to attempt to answer this question for you. Let's look at her competition. The strongest beings we've seen in the show so far are Viltrumites. Obviously, there are characters that can contend with or defeat Viltrumites, such as Alan the Alien or Battle Beast. What do both of these characters have in common? Crazy strength and speed. I mean, let's be real here. That's all any of the Viltrumites have. No fancy powers, no molecule manipulation, no laser or X-ray vision, just pure strength and speed. On paper, this is nothing compared to what Eve can do, and honestly, I agree that it isn't. Eve can control molecules, right? And what do molecules make up? Sorry to go all science teachery on you, but they make up everything. Theoretically, Eve could do anything, but for some reason Cecil sees Mark as a bigger threat. Where's the contingency plan for Eve going bad? What would that even look like? You gonna lock her up? Better yet, try to kill her? Sorry to break it to you, but she can't die. Well, she can't stay dead at least. All of this brings us to the first and most boring reason as to why she isn't seen as a bigger threat in universe: the plot. I know it's basic and boring, which is why I brought it up first, but I don't mean it in the way you think. I'm not saying since the show is named Invincible, he's gotta be the strongest, cause we obviously see that's not the case. I'm saying that the plot works against Eve in a way any plot would work against a character that has the power to do basically anything. She gets sidelined, she doesn't always use the full extent of her power even when necessary, and is just overall inconsistent. I can't even blame Kirkman for this though. It's hard to balance an interesting story with a character that has the power to break the plot, and we've seen how that can turn out. So with that out of the way, let's get to the real reasons.
The whole lot was unstable. That's why the city never built there. It's a miracle nobody was killed.
Mistakes are something that Eve has had her fair share of. Not being able to save everyone with her powers, even though she thought she could. At the end of the day, Eve is a person, a human with human emotions. With guilt she carries and mistakes, she'll do everything she can not to replicate. This means limiting the use of her abilities, but she is in college for architecture now to improve even further upon her abilities. But wait. Architecture? That's gonna help her build stable constructs and things, sure. But what about people? How does this address my earlier claims? You're still wondering why she couldn't have turned Omni-Man into a worm. Why couldn't she turn Dr. Seismic's monsters into teddy bears? If only someone answered this question for us. Oh wait, if we turn our attention to the Adam Eve special, we'd learn that
they wanted you to be a perfect weapon, but even I have a conscience. I implanted a subconscious block to prevent you from altering living tissue. You were perfect, but with limits.
With limits. Perfect with limits. Those limits are what stops her from manipulating living beings. A subconscious block that literally doesn't allow her to, even if that's what she wanted. That nerfs her significantly. A lot of the possibilities we previously thought she had with her powers, it turned out she didn't. We've seen countless times that people can break through her constructs and she still can be damaged. So is that it? Even with all these crazy abilities, are strength and speed, the most basic attributes, really all it takes to surpass a scientific genius that can control and create almost anything? Well, there's one problem. Sure, there's a subconscious block stopping her from elevating her powers and taking them to the next level, but what if it was removed. As a matter of fact, I don't have to imagine what would happen. We were shown what would happen. She becomes what we always believed her to be.
I see it all now. Every single molecule around us. I could touch them, taste them, control them. I could rearrange your cells to make you whole new people from the monsters you are. You ruined my life. Took everything from me. Killed people I didn't even know I loved. I am Samantha Eve Wilkins, and I defy you to even remember who I am.
Someone with the power to do anything, including controlling, erasing the memory of, or even rearranging the cells of living creatures. With the one thing that would have made her ability to lose a fight more believable gone, now what? With nothing holding her back, how come she still isn't? I believe that this showing was circumstantial. She was badly injured and in an extreme emotional distress. After all, this lock is placed on her subconscious, so it's not hard to argue that she wasn't conscious during this, especially since she passes out as soon as she wipes their minds. Eve is very powerful, and under certain circumstances, she can do some amazing things, but unfortunately, unless she can manage to permanently remove the subconscious barrier, she'll never be able to reach her full potential, which is upsetting because it's clear that she has the most potential out of anyone in the series. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me or do you think I'm wrong? Maybe you think Eve is overhyped and this shouldn't even have been a topic of discussion. Either way, I hope you enjoyed and subscribe if you dare. JK, please subscribe.